Something crazy is happening right now in Pokemon Pocket, and that is that Darkrai is actually the new best deck. I was completely wrong. It is not Palkia. This deck is dominating tournaments. Now, if we take a quick look at the tier list on PokemonMeta.com real quick, you'll see that everything that is not new is trending downward. Celebi, Mewtwo, Gyarados, Pikachu, Charizard are all trending downward. They're dropping as Palkia and Darkrai are rising. Also, Weevil rising. We also have Dialga rising up in power. And soon, by the end of the week, I do believe that Darkrai will be the #1 deck, not Palkia. Why is that? Well, initially, everyone jumped on Palkia being the best deck, even myself. But it has been discovered that Darkrai is actually the true best deck. Let's investigate that real quick. We have a $1,500 tournament. Almost 1,000 players joined this, and it got first place. Wait, that's not a big deal, right? Okay, it got second place also. All right, maybe not that big of a deal. It also got third place. Okay, maybe not that big a deal. It also got fourth place. Okay, the entire top four of a 1,000 player event plus $1,500. Sure, whatever. Maybe it just got lucky. It also, wait, this is a different version. It's got Wheezing, and then, hey, Aerodactyl, that's fine. But then it comes back. We have another top 8 finish, another top 8 finish. So we have 1, 2, and then I guess we won't count this because it's the Wheezing. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 out of the top 8, including the entirety of the top 4 of a $1,500 event. This is going to be the best deck. Now, before the gameplay, there's one very important detail with this deck that you will be messing up if you do not know, and that is setting your energy to anything but darkness. And even if you change a card, it's going to try to put in fire, lightning, water. Do not let it do that. Just keep taking it out. It has to be darkness only. With darkness only energy, your Darkrai EX is now going to be inflicting 20 damage to the opponent's active Pokemon every single turn. And the Darkrai EX does not need to be active. It could be on the bench inflicting that 20 damage. And when you're ready to whip it out, you could deal 100 damage to a Pokemon like Mewtwo with Dark Prism. Now, while continually inflicting 20 damage to your opponent, you're going to be blocking the opponent with a card like Druddigon. At 100 health, basic Pokemon, it also inflicts 20 damage to the attacking Pokemon if they attack into you, so they're not going to attack into you. And then when you are ready to attack with your Darkrai or your Magnezone, that is when you're going to be activating your Leaf. Leaf you want to play 2 of, it's going to be pulling back your Druddigon. Now, a big question is, how is Magnezone being used if there's only darkness energy in this deck? It's got 3 energy, deal 110 at 140 health, but it's a stage 2, and you have to discard a lightning energy from this Pokemon. How could this even be good? Well, it's when comboed up with Magneton. Magneton, its Volt Charge ability, so you're not going to have to use any of your energy from the energy zone. You're going to continually put your darkness energy into your Darkrai as Magneton continually Volt Charges itself up, and then once it has enough Volt Charges, let's say 3 or 4 of the energy, that is when you're going to want to evolve into the Magnezone so that you're going to be slapping the opponent for 110 damage on top of the continual 20 that you've been dealing with the Darkrai. And this is why this is the #1 deck. Now, enough yapping. Let's take this top tier deck right into the ladder. Let's go. We are going first. Let's pull our Druddigon to the field. Magnemite can be played right after the game begins. Coughing, sure. Now, let's Pokeball into a Darkrai ideally. So we want to make sure that we Professor Research first. So we have both Darkrai's in the deck to ideally draw one. Double Magnezone. And now, surely, we're not going to be drawing into a Druddigon. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We have Darkrai, Magnemite. Now, unfortunately, us going first means we are slower to be placing our Dark Energy, but that is perfectly fine. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Wow, full Pokemon hand. Magnezone's going to be dealing that 110 damage on top of the continual 20 from the Darkrai. We got this. If we draw into a Leaf, that would be ideal. Otherwise, I'm going to have to place a preemptive energy onto the Druddigon to get that quick return by playing an energy for the turn, which would be the second one on the later turn, and then get that surprise attack with the Magnezone. I may be waiting to evolve into Magnezone as soon as we want to attack with it, because otherwise, we're gaining Volt Charge energy every single turn where we don't evolve. So we do not want to be given up on that. And speaking of that, let's do it right now. Let's start Volt Charging. There you go, our electric energy, as we are a dark energy deck only, to now continually burn for that 20 damage. Please, we do play 2 Leaf. We need the Leaf. And in this circumstance, if the opponent is stalling you too hard, I would almost consider an X speed, where in one turn we could play a dark energy on a Druddigon, then X speed it back, and then swing in with the Magnezone. Because the Magnezone is going to be fully energized from the Volt Charge itself, ready to attack. Now, it could be ideal to wait until the Magnezone has 4 energy, because it does discard an electric energy to declare the attack. Whirlipede, okay, Poison Sting. Now Poison, sure, we don't care about that. He's not going to be wanting to swing into our Druddigon, reflecting that 20. He's got a potion. There we go. We got the Leaf. Let's Volt Charge it up. And maybe I should set up another Magneton for even more damage, right? It's not like we could play double Dark Energy on 2 different Darkrai's, so I think building up a second Magneton would be the most ideal. And we may even want to consider pulling the Druddigon back for the Darkrai to deal our 80 damage early. Possibly, maybe. I think we'll be leaving the damage to Magnezone. That'd be much better. 30 additional damage, keep the Darkrai safe in the back row, and continually just poke them for 20. Division. Put a random Coughing from your deck onto your bench. That is a good way to set up the Koga play of pulling back the Pokemon, and then you have a Coughing on the bench ready. All right, let's Volt Charge it up. Let's get to it. Let's do it. I think we should wait on the Leaf, because the 110 damage is maybe not going to be good enough for the Scolipede. It's going to be 110 plus 20. That's going to be a 30 damage hit. If I switch Magneton in right now, yeah, I think we just stall. There's no pressure besides just wanting to end the duel early, but beyond that, we don't have to do that. Why would we want to end the duel early? We're winning this duel. We are dealing the damage. They are doing nothing to us. We are in the perfect spot. So I do think you have to learn patience with this deck. Just wait. You don't have to do anything. Now, if your Magneton has, what, maybe 6, 7, 8 plus energy, maybe we should then whip out the Magneton early to then Magnezone it and start swinging for that 110 on top of the Darkrai. I think ideally it would... Ooh, there we go. Scolipede. So I think we're going to smack him twice with the... Oh, he's attacking. Well, now's the time. There you go. Thank you. Reflect the 20. And now we're going to have that surprise attack. Very nice. I'm so happy to be showcasing this. Volt Charge for the 4 energy. Smack for the 20. And we don't want to reveal the Magnezone yet, because he'll probably concede once he sees it. Let's Leaf back our Druddigon. Yes. Retreat into the Magneton. I don't know about you, but Pokemon Pocket feels like it's got some combos now, and that's what I've been waiting for in this game. Let's go. Thunder. Blast. The Fool. Wiping out that Scolipede, and we have another Thunder Blast plus another 20 damage onto the Darkrai next turn. And you may be thinking it's redundant to point that out, but soon after that, we have to start putting the Dark Energy onto the Magnezone, and there you go. A very easy victory to show the true power of this deck. As you can see, just like that, get that setup going, sit nice, and once you have the moment to whip out that Magnezone to wipe out a Pokemon, that's when you turn on the heat. We are going first. Let's whip out our Druddigon. We'll have the Magnemite on the bench here, as we'll quickly start building up its energy with the Magneton. Very nice. Okay, so let's, if we want to increase our chance of drawing into the Darkrai, we're going to Professor Research first, while we have 2 copies in the deck. No Darkrai, no Darkrai. And now, Pokeball, do not give me a Druddigon, please. 2 Darkrai's and a single Druddigon in the deck, and we still drew into it. Oh my Jesus. All right, this is fine. Well, I guess we could set up... I mean, we're going to really need another Druddigon. I guess if he has a Sabrina, we may want to be protecting that Magnemite. I'm going to keep this Magnemite in our hand, though, because we do play Pokemon Communication to return it back in the deck. And the Magneton is going to be building up for the Magnezone for that 110 damage attack. Magikarp at 50 health. Okay, don't worry. I'm not going for that Magikarp, mate. I know. We kill that Magikarp, the whole duel is over. What does Leap Out do? Switch this with one of your bench Pokemon. Not today. All right, Magnetonning it up. Volt Charge, and this is why we don't need our Electric Energy. And I guess we have nothing else to put our Dark Energy onto, so we're just going to be ending our turn. I guess we could Spin Attack for next turn for game if he does not have a backup Pokemon. Oh, there's the Gyarados. Magneton Spin Attack for 80 damage. Oh boy, I hope we just draw on a Darkrai. There we go. That is what I'm talking about. So we do have to think about this. Do we want to swap the Magneton in? We do want to Volt Charge real quick. I think we actually leaf back the Druddigon and Spin Attack for 80. We're going to go in aggressive. Yeah, this is not normal play for this deck. This is the way. Let's do it. Magneton, get spinning. Boop. All right, 80 damage. Not enough for lethal next turn. Unless we draw into the Magnezone, then it's game. He has nothing else in the back row. Maybe he's not going to be expecting that yet. Ooh, Potion. Okay, so the Magnezone is going to be dealing 130 damage. It's actually not enough, but it actually is because the Darkrai will deal the other 20 damage. The Magnezone will deal 130 as the Darkrai turns it into 150. So as long as they're 150 or below, we are good. He's going to be forcing our Pokemon to the front here, and we don't have another leaf. That is quite unfortunate. I guess we have to just pull the Druddigon out. Force it out, sure. Rampaging Whirlpool is coming in. Communication. There we go. That's what I was talking about. Let's return that Magnemite back. And with the Magnemite being returned back, we're going to surely be drawing into Magnezone. There we go. Let's make sure we activate our Magneton ability. Volt Charge it up. And let's boop them for 20, right? Or do I set... I think I have to set up the Druddigon to retreat next turn, right? If I retreat Druddigon next turn... Because here's the thing. He could stall and not attack the Druddigon because he knows what's coming up afterward. So I feel like this, while it seems crazy and illogical, I think this is absolutely the correct play. There's no way he's going to be able to pull the Magneton from the back. Damage hasn't been dealt to it because of Cyrus, so we don't have to evolve early into the Magnezone. We're fine. We got this. In fact, we are the ones with Cyrus that could pull him from the bench, Rampaging Whirlpool the Druddigon, and then you're done. You can't. You have to put a bench Pokemon. You know for sure that the Magneton... Well, actually, you don't know I have Magnezone. How would you know that I have game? You may think that you're safe because I did not evolve. And there we go, we tricked you. So this would have just been 100 damage. He calculated it. Magneton will do 80 as the Darkrai deals the other 20. Oh boy. Can I quickly do this enough without him surrendering? So to do this correctly, we're going to deal the 20 first. And you see, he's a smart boy. He knows that he had his health high enough because the 80 damage won't be enough. Let's Volt Charge real quick. And then, how do I activate this as quickly as possible? So I'm going to have to click and then click the ability. Can we do this? Will he surrender? 3, 2, 1. I'm not going to thank you if you surrender. You better play this out. Magnezone! Click, click, click. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, yes! Lethal damage. You fool! That is what I'm talking about. Yes. No benched Pokemon for you. Wow, let's go. We are going first with a non-ideal hand, Darkrai in the main spot, but can we still pull this off? We cannot depend on opening up the Druddigon every single duel. Now, the Druddigon only deals 20 if they declare an attack onto you. We could just keep on doing that 20 through the Darkrai itself. So let's Pokeball from the deck. I guess what we really want to draw into is we're going to return the Magnezone back first. Let's return the Magnezone. Back in the deck you go because we do want to summon it later once we have enough energy on the Magneton. And then we're going to try to pull for a Magnemite. There we go. Druddigon is here. And now let's Pokeball a Magnemite into our hand, please, ideally. There we go. Everything is working out perfectly. And let's now set up the Druddigon. I mean, even more perfect would have the Dredagon in the main spot, but I think we're okay. We don't have to put the Giant Cape on early. Now we just have to draw the Magnezone back, and then we also ideally want to have a Leaf comboed up with it. We actually may not need the Leaf. I think I could just pull the Darkrai back through its own energy, and that will be sufficient. That'll be fine. Jabbing for 20, sure. I don't think we have to be scared of a random wham bam thank you ma'am, right? They're not going to be able to one-shot the Darkrai for a while. I think we should put a Giant Cape on just in case, but when? When do I whip out the Giant Cape? I could handle one more attack, right? And then Giant Cape. From there, we'll consider it. Let's see. We should be safe. Continual 20 damage smackage. By next turn, I think we should just retreat into the Dredagon right away, actually. Yeah. So this is a good showcase of if you don't open up the Dredagon, you should just build up your Darkrai, pull it back, and then Dredagon in the main spot. That's perfectly fine. Because the Darkrai does not need energy to be burning for that 20, as we are focusing on the Magnezone to be our main attack. Now, I hope you've been enjoying continually jabbing me, because that jab-a-thon is now coming to the end, as we're going to be boosting up our Darkrai with the second energy after Volt charging up the Magneton, pop them for 20, and now pull back, retreat into the Dredagon. Perfectly done. We don't have the Giant Cape onto anything, and everything is now great. We may want to save the Giant Cape for the Magnezone. All right, where's your Lucario? Huh? What is this? Corellia is so weird. The fighting Pokemon turns into from the psychic one. What the heck is up with that? Communication. Yeah, you really need to start evolving your Pokemon, mate, because this is not looking good for you. Sure, I hope he actually drew it, because I want this to be a good duel. I don't want early surrenders. There you go. You can get smacking now. Smacking jabbing. Are you going to retreat your Riolu? Probably not. You want to protect your Corellia, right? Did not want to attack, because then the Corellia would have been into the front. Now let's Volt charge it up, and we could now Communication, return the Magneton for a chance to give us our Magnezone. Do not give us Magnemite. Don't give us another Darkrai, not another Dredagon. Please come to me. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, there's no use in evolving early. We're just gonna finish him off. Wait, actually, don't I just win? Okay, we pop him for 20. Okay, he doesn't know about the Magnezone. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Communication is not a supported card, so Leaf is activatable. Let's Dredagon retreat into the Magneton. With, hey, it's only 60 damage, and I'll have enough energy anyway. Gotcha. Magnezone, quickly, Thunder Blast! You fool! Yes! This stall deck is surprisingly quick! There you go, just like that! Love it! Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed my very quick showcase of the power of the new best deck, Magnezone and Darkrai. This truly is it. It could stall, it deals good damage, it could deal big damage with the Magnezone backed up by the Darkrai. Just remember, your energy has to be darkness only. Do not make that grave mistake. Now, even better than my deck list is going to be on the website, PokemonMeta.com. I think a good thing to do here, if your deck has first place finishes, is to consider using those over everything else. So click on Darkrai, you could see recent first place tournament topping decks. Now, you could go on over to the deck type breakdown here to see the overall best way to play the deck, and that's fine, especially for the supporter cards. You can even scroll on down here and continually check what people are playing. So this is first place of a 960 player event using Kangaskhan instead of a second copy of the Dredagon. Sure, I guess if you want to start getting dizzy punching instead of sitting there forever with the Dredagon, I guess it gets to the point where it's a standstill of playing chicken with the opponent where they don't want to attack the Dredagon anyway, and you don't want to pull your Magnezone out early. So if you could apply early pressure with the Kangaskhan, then maybe that is actually better than 2 copies of Dredagon. I will be strongly considering it, as it won a $1,500 event. And then here's another first place, more standard double Dredagon, 1 Cyrus, 1 Dawn. I think I took the Dawn out of my deck. I would prefer to play more Communication, especially for a deck review. I want the deck to be consistent as I'm playing it for you. There we we go, looking like that. Again, more standard. You could see the deck has already pretty much been optimized. I guess beyond the Kangaskhan is up for question of maybe that's a further optimization that people should be playing. Now, the Greninja way, this is an older version of the deck. This is July 31st. This is what previously did well for them. I think probably even this player would maybe be switching over to the Magnezone, because I think that is what truly breaks the deck, because otherwise you're just dealing 40 damage all game with no big punch with the Magnezone. Darkrai is going to shoot to the #1 spot at tier 1. I think Palkia, I don't know what's the problem with Palkia though. Palkia's a water deck. Wait, Magnezone kills this deck. Ain't no way. That's a big problem. Holy moly. Magnezone deals 130, and then Palkia at 20 health dies to Darkrai EX. Oh my Jesus. I am so sorry for anyone that invested in Palkia, because the Magnezone version just hard counters this deck. I did not see this coming. I'm very sorry if you went in on this based off of other players or even myself showcasing the deck. We all believed that this was shaping up to be the best deck, but that's why it's very important to be checking out the meta continually. You got to stay glued to the website or other tournament footage out there, and you just got to check out the tournament results, because even if you go all in on the Darkrai EX, maybe I'm wrong that this is not the best deck. Maybe a counter deck to Magnezone within the next tournament that comes out. Also, just check out the new cards, anything coming in here. Even check out what's winning tournaments recently. I guess you even have a recent win from Gyarados in an 88-player event here. Keep on checking on the tier list, the way people are playing their decks, how differently it is changing up. And with that said, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you all within the Discord, where by clicking on this or discord.gg/PokemonMeta, you'll be able to be setting up trades with other players and discussing top tier decks. Thank you very much. Let's go.